Grab that one, bro.
Thanks. We are at the Barking Coast.
Yeah, go first. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it's not. Sweet ass. Okay, so go. Do you want to go over here, bro? Switch next to these boys. So I can show you sort of there and sort of here. Show you guys up there. Okay, so with this one here, if you've done a sale, you need to add a note to it. You just go back to this wheel here. It's just on the app. So you need to go to the app and I don't know what you're using. So you go to the app and log in yourself, and then you go to daily recon here. So you need to spin it around or just tap it. And then the tricky part about this is you kind of have to scroll across. So if you went like yesterday, for example, and you're doing when was the last time you had on Friday had a sale?
Yeah. Last week, so there should be most days. Yeah.
Okay, look, so 22, so there needs to be a note to the sale. I'm not sure if there already is. So go down here to the bottom, and then I go to this one. I need to scroll across here to go to details. It's kind of tricky to find it, and then you go put a note in here. She's already done it. Cool. So has a full-time employee fund. I think there's kind of struggling with publishers, so you get help. Cool. But we need that reason if they're under 25. Easy.
Yeah, because they're gonna call them and such, right? And then
exactly.
Why you're
So, and sometimes they can't contact them, like they won't pick up, because you know people are like these days. We get a random phone call.
Just watch it.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're signing someone up that you know is not good on paper, which is basically anyone under 30. Make sure you tell them they're more than likely to get a call in the next 1 or 2 working days.
Some people outright say as well, they're like, I probably won't even pick it up. They're like, okay, we'll try to.
So then I go, I just need you to.
Yeah.
Just for my customer service feedback, but also so we can process that and make sure your donation helps. So you kind of have to sell it to them. It's like another sale.
So make sure they pick up.
Yeah, because if they don't, it's going to be a reject.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. If they're outside that metric and they don't pick it up, then they're probably going to be a reject. So then we go, if we're doing sales, we get a new pledge. Now if this fucks out, the app, sorry for my language, but sometimes it does. If it's an app fault, you're allowed to sign up on the website. So you can just literally go to Safari. And just go
up actually.
What's that?
It would be set up as a tabs.
Oh, you got one already somewhere?
Yeah.
There you go. So,
there you go.
So we don't want to do this,
No.
but it's a backup. So if the thing screws up, then it's a backup. If your iPad runs out of data, I don't want you to do it on your phone. So hotspot your phone to the iPad, because it just looks dodgy if you're using your phone to sign someone up. You know, it just doesn't look as good. So then you go here, you go monthly, you choose your donation, cool, and do the same details. You'll work the form out. It's pretty basic. They have to put their card and everything else. But you have to record their information so that we can tell the client. So you have to just record their name, email, phone number, as much as you can. Cool.
Yesterday I did have the lady on the website, but I think what throws her off is makes it harder. We got the very top here where you can switch to once.
Yeah.
Second, she's like, oh, you can do one self-donation.
So you got to be ready for that too.
Yeah.
Of course you can do one-offs. The monthly support just helps us so much more. We do a fundraiser once a year. We raise quite a bit of money from that, but we're raising how many millions? 25 million. We couldn't raise that from a one-off fundraiser. So we need to get 10,000 Kiwis helping with something small. All we're asking is for that coffee a week, like we said. So you might have to sell it again, you know. But this is just a backup. So every now and then you might have to use this, and we can bang it in there. So that's one scenario which could sometimes happen. Because every now and then the app does have issues with processing things like cards or banks, or it's technology. It's going to crash sometimes. And I know what it feels like when you're in your position. It's at the end of the day you've hustled and you're like, fuck, that would have been my one. It's frustrating. So to have these options is always important. And if you got that tab open now, that's great, because now you're going to be ready for the next time. You're like, bam, straight away. You're not fluffing around. But sometimes, just leave it open, and sometimes you do need to be patient, and you need to tell the customer, hey, look, at the end of the day, it's a really good cause. If you don't mind just being a little patient with me, I'm still trying to figure this out myself. I'm pretty new, but your money's going to go a long way to help these guys. I'm sure if you can say that, you know, they're going to be a bit more receptive to it. So then you put in your info. So let's just sign. I like to do it sideways usually. It's a bit easier. Let's just sign up Cody for now. We're not going to actually sign you up. Don't worry. Cody Dizzle. Cool. And then so I'm like this. In the close, I'm like, so everyone's helping out with something small. You probably drink the occasional coffee. You're like, yeah, I'm like, sweet. Most people just donate the price of one of those. We just ask you to do that once a week for as long as you want to. The cool thing is, the longer you can support, the more people we can help. We can actually save some lives. And the other cool thing is, you might even help someone that you know. Sound good? All we're doing today is just grabbing your info, grabbing your name, number, email. You get to chuck it on the front numbers of a card today, just so that it goes directly to the charities. You know it's going to the right place. And we just set it up for next month. Sound cool? And they go, yep, sounds cool. No, awesome. I'm Mark, by the way, man. What's your name?
Cody.
Cody? Sweet. So we're just waiting for this one here. What's your surname, Cody?
That's Stott, S-T-O-T-T.
Sweet. And you said you're working at the moment. What's full-time, part-time?
I do what you do. I do fundraising. That's full-time. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice. Would you call it self-employed or?
Yeah.
Just working something here. Cool. You're an engineer now. And then what's your date of birth, man?
It's the 5th of April, 2002.
Sweet. Shit.
Yeah, he hasn't done an under 25 recently, so he's okay.
And see, yeah, exactly. And see where it says this?
Yeah.
It says 40. If they're younger, I can't remember what years they're young now. It should. Do they have a warning or not?
I've never seen a warning.
Okay. Very good. And you don't have a business by any chance? You said self-employed or?
No. I work for DM.
I rate the question, by the way, because if you ask someone if they have a business, they feel a bit important. They're like, well, maybe he thinks I could have a business. That's pretty cool. Even if they don't, you know. So, oh yeah, cool. So whatever it is. So well, just so you know, if you did, you could have put it through the business as well, because a lot of people do it's tax deductible. So people put it on their business card too, and you just swipe. Okay. I always swipe until I can't swipe, and then I put the next one down. The reason for that is I don't want to screw up by accidentally clicking this. And then I go back here and I have to re-enter it all. So I'm always like this. So I'm just like swipe. Cool, boom, boom.
The impulse people were saying they do a funky thing. I was wondering what
They do the card first?
Yeah, what do you think your opinion on that?
I'd stick to what?
Stick to the normal, you reckon?
Yeah, Driver Co does at the moment they usually do more sales than Impulse, so but Impulse they're good with quality though. But they do that just to make sure that they get the payment out of the way, because that's the hardest part. But I like to build rapport on this. So I'm like, so I'll just grab your phone real quick.
Does a lot of like during this part, she kind of
relax,
bounces back. Like a lot of
have a
people,
laugh,
you're trying to get
make it
through
chill.
Yeah.
You don't want to have any dead spots where they're not talking, it's awkward, and then they're like, just kind of get
I
weird.
feel there's two ways to do it. Either you're like trying to get through so you're not wasting the time, or like I think Danny and Carly are very much like stop a lot here and talk.
That's natural, sweet, but I also try and whack through it quite kind of fast. What's your cell phone, bro?
021.
So I prompt it, yeah.
027.
Sweet, I'm just going to send you a quick text just to say thanks, so you got that handy.
Yeah, cool.
And then, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that because it's probably actually going to send a text.